welcome. This is a very special holiday segment, and today we're going to be making my favorite cookies. These are going to be cranberry oatmeal cookies, but I'm going to show you that you can actually make them as chocolate chip cookies, or you can make them as raisin cookies, like raisin oatmeal cookies, whatever you want. You can kind of mix and play around with them, but we're going to be making these today with cranberries because they're so festive and they're red, and these are just so delicious, so I hope you give them a try this holiday season for your family. It's a healthy way to introduce sweets and yummies to the family during the holiday season. So what we're going to be doing is really simple because we like simple during the holidays. We want to be able to spend time with our fam. So we're going to take 2 bananas, and bananas are really great. They're a good source of potassium, and they add sweetness to the cookies without having to add a lot of sugar. Okay, so I'm going to throw these bananas in here, and I'm going to take a masher, and I'm just going to mash the bananas. This is just like a potato masher, so really easy. Perfect, so those are mashed. Now what I'm going to do is I want to add 1/4 cup of coconut oil. Now you want to make sure it's in its liquid form. So what I've done is just taken it, put it in this little pot, put it onto the stove, and just heated it up so that it's not solid. I'm also going to put my oven on here to 350 and warm that up. Okay, so we've got the banana, the coconut oil. Now what we want is some maple syrup. And I'm a huge fan of maple syrup. Being a Canadian, it's a big thing up here. And so we're gonna put in 1/4 cup of maple syrup, which is a really great sweetener to use because it's high in minerals. Add in a teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. Okay, so that's it for the wet ingredients. So I'm just gonna mix those around here in this bowl. Okay, and those are done. Now we need the dry ingredients. So for the dry ingredients, we're gonna be using, first of all, brown rice flour. Now brown rice flour is really great because it is gluten-free. So this is gonna be a gluten-free recipe, and we're gonna put in 2/3 cup. Now if you have a Vitamix, for example, you can actually make your own brown rice flour. You just take brown rice into the dry container. It's a separate attachment you can buy for the machine. And you put the brown rice, just plain brown rice, you put it into the dry container and you turn it on and it turns it into brown rice flour. So easy. Okay, so the next thing is oats. Now, oats on their own are gluten-free, but you want to make sure that you're looking for the wheat-free or the gluten-free type. And the reason is that oftentimes oats are prepared in a factory where they also prepare wheat. So you just want to make sure that you're getting ones that aren't prepared in a factory that has wheat if you want them to be wheat-free or gluten-free. Okay, so that's our oats there. Now that was 1 cup of oats. Now I'm also going to add in here a 1/2 cup of coconut. So this is unsweetened shredded coconut, and just 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Okay, and then last for our dry ingredients, a little bit of Celtic sea salt, and it just calls for a sprinkle, so I'll just give a generous pinch there. In we go, and that's it for the dry ingredients. So now I'm just gonna mix those together. So you can see here, got our dry ingredients, and now we're just gonna add in the wet ingredients. Okay, and now we'll mix it together. How easy are these cookies, right? They're so simple to make. I like simple. Okay, so now we have all of this mixed together. The last thing we're gonna add is our cranberries. Now when you're looking for cranberries or raisins or something like that, you wanna make sure that you're getting a kind that's sweetened with apple juice. So these ones are sweetened with apple juice right here, and that's why I'm using them. A lot of times the dried cranberries you get out there are sweetened with sugar, so you wanna try and get the apple juice variety. Now if you didn't wanna use cranberries, you could also use, let's say, chocolate chips if you found some really good quality chocolate chips, like a dark chocolate chip, or you could use raisins, or you could use currants or something like that. So what we need is 1/2 cup. So let's say you were making them with chocolate chips and currants, you could use 1/4 cup of each. Whatever you use, you just want to make sure you're making up about 1/2 cup. All right, throw those in there and we'll mix it up again. Okay, so now this is what it looks like when it's all mixed together. We've got our beautiful cookie dough here. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put them onto a cookie sheet and put them in the oven. Okay, so I've got my cookie sheet here ready to go, and now you can put some parchment paper on top of it, but I'm just gonna be using my Silpat, and I just find this to be a really handy thing to have in the kitchen because you just wash it after and you don't have to throw anything away, so it's really great from that perspective. and it makes sure that things don't stick to it. So I've got my dough here. Now what I'm gonna do is just take small chunks, sort of like this size of cookie, and just form it into a bit of a ball, put it on there, and then just kind of flatten it down a little bit with my spoon. And now I've got my cookie, so I'm just gonna do that for the rest of these here.
Rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop. Mistletoe hung where you can see every couple.
Cookies are all laid out here, and we've got 12 cookies, so I'm just gonna stick those into the oven here. Again, it's at 350 degrees, and I'm gonna leave them in there for about 15 minutes until they start to brown. Yeah. Okay, the cookies are done, and the house is smelling incredible. So they've been in for 15 minutes. Just gonna pull them out here, and just the combination of like the bananas and the maple syrup, it's just, oh my gosh, it smells so good. So you just want to take them off of here immediately and just put them onto a tray or onto a wire rack if you've got one, and flip that over there, just so that they don't continue cooking on this hot pan. I've got a fancy little holiday tray here that I am putting them on, and I'm going to be bringing them to a holiday party tonight that I'm going to. All right, and there you have it, my cranberry oatmeal holiday cookies. I'm so excited to share these with you, and I know that I'm supposed to bring 12 to the party, but I think that my good friend Reindeer with this flashing nose and I are going to dive in and sneak a couple before we leave today. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure being with you, and I just wanted to say happy holidays from me to you, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.